Hello, RA out there. It's Mark with Redo Over, and we're back to our Stellaris in-depth vanilla tutorial. No DLCs, just to give an idea of what the game is like without all the extra add-ons. So where we had left off, unfortunately, my clock ran forward like a month from where I tried to stop last time. Instead of pausing the game, it's just like window after window popped up, and I was just like, I panicked, and I'm just like, God dang it. So long story short, what has happened is that OI Crikey did finish colonization. So we're gonna take a look at the world real quick. It's kind of like a new colony to us. Um, we're gonna potentially do a little bit of diplomatic reach out towards this plantoid species we've come into contact with. Because right now I think that they're in a small negative direction with our diplomatic stance with them per month. So over time, it could become antagonistic. I would like to try and stabilize that relationship, see what there is that we can do to like make them happy. And then of course we got Herman doing all of his research. We just had gotten the Wankwork system claimed by us, yes, and we're trying to jump ahead to cut off the path of the Xenos that are coming in from that direction. There's like 4 or 5 systems on the north arm there that we want to secure for ourselves, keep the Xenos from getting it. So that, and then I think the first league, I believe we'd been completing some of the steps in the first league event chain, which is a pretty big deal for us. It'd probably have huge payoffs. So we should take a look in the situation log, see what's going on with that. So we'll get to the gameplay, and let's see. Herman has the mineral cluster here. This is in the Stratal system. An unusually deliberate geometric configuration of minerals drifts through the debris belt of 2195-193 and is possibly of alien origin. Now, I know Herman is kind of in a rush to finish completing the survey of the Stratal system so we can claim it, but it's only 77 days. I think we can do it. We're going to have him research that. Here, let's zoom out to our galactic view. Where are we? Yeah, that's kind of our focus. So let's take a quick look here. So here's the Ishtari. These are the plantoid creatures down here. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. That is monstrous. Moral democracy. Awesome. They're cordial with us. And are we going negative? Maybe not. Look at daily progress is at a negative 0.03. So it's very small. Infiltration progress. Oh. Well, how do we know if our reputation with them is relations? Here we go. We currently have neutral relations at a minus 30. Last month it changed by 0. So although we're at a negative 30, we're meaning slightly disfavorable. We're not moving in either direction. So we would want to get that moving along. So we'll take a look at that. And then up here, yeah, look, we just claimed the Wankwork system. I believe we have a colony ship en route right there, and they're out how far? 1 year, 330 days, no problem. Here is the Gagarin. Here's Herman and the Gagarin. So Herman is currently going to research this topic, finish surveying Stratal, and let's take a look. It looks like there's only 2 planetoids left, or 2 objects left in the Stratal system. So he'll have that wrapped up within months here, very, very quickly. And we do want to claim it. Now, so check this out. Here in the Sadalbari system, this is a Xeno survey ship right here. You can see they're clearly surveying. The nice thing is it means that Herman and his Gagarin will get the survey of Stratal done before this Xeno ship finishes its survey and moves this way. I would like this to be the bottleneck, the defensive line of our sector of the galaxy, because it's locking 1, 2, 3, 4, including the Stratal system, 5 systems behind it. So that's I'm going to take the Yangtze. They have no orders. Listen, there's stuff for them to develop, but I want the Yangtze to claim Stratal as quickly as possible. So we're going to move the Yangtze there, and our influence should be at the exact right point, just about the same time Herman is done surveying the system. And then Herman has his other orders to continue on surveying those systems. So we've got a pretty good plan. Let's jump into OI Crikey. And they just finished colonizing, so nothing's going on. Yeah, I think we literally have 2 colonists. We do, which is not a great job. So over here, as I look, we have a mining world, a generator world. We have our Empire capital, which is where the majority of our research, Unity, uh, consumer goods, and alloys are coming from. I would like to make this new OI Crikey probably an alloy or consumer good world, only because they're mainly lodged into agriculture here, but I don't need a bunch of farms. I don't need a farming world, a dedicated farming world. That would be preposterous. So, eh. And I could see them being a research or Unity world, but they have no world specials. Like up here, you can get these little specialized world symbols. Let's see. Does Earth have one? Anyone else have? Yeah, here we go. Right, here's a special. So like a world like this, energy credits from jobs plus 20%. Yeah, this is why this Sirius Prime is a good generator world, because they have a special. So since consumer goods and alloy production are kind of very generalized, you don't really get specials for them. I think we will create an industrial district. It'll be done in 400 days for 500 minerals. Not a problem. We have tons of minerals, so we have plenty of time. The other things worth noting with a new world like this would be features. I can see right here, mousing over this, there are no rare planetary features. Let's take a quick look at the blockers. 3 of them, a volcano, which will clear up some districts. Jungle will get us 3 mining districts, and dense jungle, 1 more mining district. So we actually have quite a few mining districts available, but this still isn't much of a mining world. If we jump over to Alpha Centauri Prime, you can see Alpha Centauri Prime is a better mining world, and we'll probably only need 1 mining world altogether. So yeah, that industrial district will suit OI Crikey for the time being. And otherwise, there are no other jobs. We'll once we get this job available, we'll probably slot those 2 colonists into the artisan and metallurgist positions, and then from there we'll specialize into, I don't know, maybe consumer goods, possibly. We'll see. Okay, what else do we have? The Gagarin's doing its deal. Yangtze's en route, so everything's looking pretty good. Why do we have a Xeno ship? Oh, those are okay. This is the caretaker fleet here, which we are neutral with. Yes. Here are what I think are the gardeners. Yes, those are gardening drones, and I think they just kind of move around through the system. They shouldn't bother us if we don't bother them. And then what is this? That is also ancient mining drones? It's a barge. It's interesting. Expansion barge, mining drones. Okay, well, again, they're neutral though, so I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think they're going to mess with us. But I want to make sure I get the Yangtze back en route to Stratal. Right, come on, move there. Okay, where else were we? Let's jump up to our situation log. We were messing around with precursors the first league. So we've completed 2 of 6, and the way we push this forward is it may be possible to pinpoint the location of their home world. So we're gaining artifacts, but I don't think you can actually interface with the artifact in any meaningful way. I think I'm confusing artifacts with relics, which is a rare research. At least in the old game you had relics. Maybe there are no relics in this? Did they do away with relics, folks? If anyone knows, let me know. So, long story short, we've completed the naval base and the penal colony relic harvesting, or research, we'll say, artifact recovery. And that's about where we're at. How are we doing on the habitable world survey? We're at 5 of 8. That's cool. We may be able to get that completed, especially considering we have some worlds we have not explored yet here at the Elthine system, as well as these 4 systems may have a few more worlds locked behind them. The Botine system, the Julon system. It's possible we can get all 8 of the 5 we want. Fingers crossed. If not, we can always send some science ships out beyond Binder here. Even though we aren't going to necessarily claim those systems, we could try and find the remaining worlds we need. Also, it looks like down to the south we have another arm of the galaxy we could potentially research. So there's quite a few options to push that forward. Looks like we have completed a research. Which one was it? Physics. What did we just grab most recently in physics? I honestly don't know. Starting tech, I guess we're going upwards. So research station output, if I had to guess, is the last one we got. Crap. Well, that's just a straight 10% to research for all of our stations, all of our space stations. So that's fine. Otherwise, let's jump back to select a new one. I do try and make a point of doing a balance between combat and non-combat related stuff. You don't ever want to just pursue all military or all, we'll say, industrial based technologies. You need to find a blend between them because when the war comes, which it will, especially on harder levels, you have to be able to fight back. So for the time being, we have a basic combat role and we have the Sentinel point defense. So I would say it's probably time to choose one new combat related technology. So auxiliary fire control, improved deflectors, blue laser. Now, the thing I like about the blue laser is it is an energy weapons path. So yeah, let's select that. They'll have that in 24 months. That's not bad. Anything else? Debris analyzed. Oh, fantastic. Where did the debris come from? Klendath? If you guys recall, there was some robotic, like, I don't know, I guess like mining droid presence down in the Klendath system. We sent in the first fleet, if I'm not mistaken, third fleet, and destroyed it. Now, that was a little bit of a trade-off because potentially we could have made peace with those mining drones and made it so that no matter where we discovered them in the galaxy, they would be neutral towards us. I don't think there would be a lot of other benefits. But realistically, they're such a minor threat, we could probably just take them out anyway. But ultimately, we sent in the Darwin to research the debris field, and this is what they found. We have analyzed the debris in Klendath. Mining drone laser plus 20% progress, fusion power plus 10%, ion thruster plus 10%, physics research plus 60 points, engineering research plus 60 points. So that's not bad. Those 60-point values are coming in at approximately 1 to 2 months worth of research. I don't exactly know how the 60 relates to our current monthly, but it's a decent chunk. But more importantly, like the plus 20% progress, plus 10% on these other researches is not bad when you're talking about the fact that the research takes 100 months or 3,000 research points to go into it. 20% of 3,000 is a lot, 600, right? So that's like a year's worth of research on those, or a half a year on the others. So really big gains from destroying the robots and then analyzing the debris. It's pretty valuable to have done what we've done. A little hostile, to be fair, considering we're pacifists, but what are you going to do? Sometimes you're the asshole. In this case, we are the asshole. And then the last thing I'd want to do is, let's talk to the Ishtari here. I see we have several options. I'm not a huge diplomacy person, but over here we have improve relations, build spy network, harm relations. So they make it pretty straightforward. What else do we got? Declare war, make claims. That would be like claims on their star system, saying, whoa, 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 that star system between our two empires, we're claiming it for ourselves. You could do that. It can give you a point of tension with the Xenos. It might even potentially keep them from trying to claim a system you want, but it does cost influence to lay claims. So you don't just do that willy-nilly. It does have a cost to it. Offer trade deal, close borders. That would prevent them from sending their science ships and military ships into our space. We may do that eventually. Have they closed their borders to us? Shit, I don't know. Close the border of this for this country. Is that what they call it? Civilization? Block their fleets from entering our territory. Interesting. Establish embassy, we've done. Declare rivalry, we don't want to do that. Form defensive pact. Or wait, we haven't done it, but it's something we could do? Form a defensive pact with this empire. If either empire is attacked, the other will automatically come to their defense. Requires positive relations or 20 trust, which we do not have. We do not have a green check mark on that. And requires an embassy or the diplomatic networking tradition. Interesting. So non-aggression pact would probably be something you would take before you'd form a defensive pact. To do that, it simply requires an embassy or an envoy, improving relations. So I think there's a lot of cool options here. Proposed subjugation. I think the step one is improve relations. Send an envoy to them who will work on improving their opinion of us. This is the first xenospecies we've opened communications with. We're both pacifists and we're both egalitarian, if I'm not mistaken. Let's jump up here to us. No, we're not. We're fanatic egalitarian, which is good, but we're not pacifist. We're xenophile. But the fanatic egalitarian should be a good keystone, a good meeting point. So let's improve relations. We have 2 emissaries ready. So we will send Kagiso, Zangwa. Accept. And is that going? Yes. Busy improving relations with the Ishnani. Yeah, hold on. Ishnion state. So they'll be doing that for 1 year. And I don't know. Well, we'll let the clock run forward, and we will actually watch this number here and see if from the last month we get a positive or negative change from her efforts. So I think that's about all we can do for now. If this starts moving in a positive direction, the next thing we'll consider is forming a non-aggression pact, which simply would be we're unable to attack each other while this is in effect. That may be something worth doing. Okay, let's run the clock. I guess I've been talking this entire time. Fantastic. And we'll run it forward at fast speed. As long as these aliens in Wentworth don't mess with us, I'm not too concerned. Keeping an eye on the Gagarin here. They're still doing investigation, and something just popped up. Communications established. We're receiving a transmission from the Juven Covenant. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities between us have ceased for the moment. So this is another Xeno species that has opened up communication with us. They beat us to the punch. We seem to be kind of bad at this. So we'll hit interesting, and here they are. Let me pause the clock real quick. So this is the Juven Covenant. They are a theocratic oligarchy, spiritual seekers. So they are egalitarian, which is not bad. That matches with us. At least you have a common touchstone. They're fanatic spiritualists. Ooey, that could be a problem. And down here, this is Chief Precentar Dika Isnanda. And the rest of the religious council bids you greeting. We provide spiritual guidance from the Juvian Covenant, and our stated goal is to lead this great nation on its path to salvation. Do not cross this path, and we may live in friendship. Okay, well, we're pro-xenophile, so we'll say our citizens all send their regards. This gives us, changes their opinion of us by a +50. Sweet. And they exist here. This is them. This is the Juven Covenant. So they have gotten as far as Sayakaro, and they've claimed it. So I believe they are, again, researching Sadal Bari right now. As long as we get Stratal before they do, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. But how about this? Let's talk to them. Let's click in. No, not. I didn't mean like that. I meant like that. They're receptive to us. I see we have a positive directional arrow here. We currently have neutral relations. We're sitting at a +80. Last month, it changed by 0. So let's see if we can improve relations. We have an additional... Oh, that's right. So I think Travis just completed... This is what happened. Travis was trying to establish communications. And since they beat us to the punch, Travis no longer has to establish communications. But that does free him up. So we could just take Travis, turn him right back around, and make him our envoy to their world. So he's going to work on improving relationships with them. And we'll let a few months go by, and we'll see how our relationships with those aliens are going. But otherwise, I was keeping an eye on the Gagarin. I want to see here. Investigations. Going to be finishing up soon. Transmission incoming on a pause clock. Here we go. They're proposing a non-aggression pact already. So the galaxy presents enough threats without having to worry about a war between the United Nations of Earth and the Juvian Covenant. We suggest entering into a non-aggression pact as a mutually secure peace. Effect. We are unable to attack each other while this pact is in place. I think that's very cool. It doesn't exactly tell me how long the pact will last for, but we have no reason to try and go to war with these folks. Although we have a pretty beefy military fleet with a full 30 corvettes of 30 available, I don't want to fight them at all. But we'll hit agree. And we do have the first fleet sitting here as a very minor buffer, like a speed bump between them and us. So that's better than nothing. Better than nothing. We'll run the clock again. So Herman just finishes his investigation. He will then complete the 2 surveys needed to claim the Stratal system. So here we go. This is the Crystal Codex. The mineral cluster is a holographic record, multi-sided, many-edged, and translucent. It remains secure in the UNS Gagarin tractor beam, but our experts will need some time to decode its contents. A special project has been issued to expedite the process. Very well, issue special project Crystal Codex. Sweet. Now, we're not going to pursue that special project right now. So essentially, that's just a continuation of the event chain that we started. But we need the Gagarin to finish its surveying, and then we will grab the Crystal Codex. So we'll sit very well, and we'll run the clock forward. And if I look in here, the Gagarin should be zooming off to finish up Stratal 4, Stratal 5. We have another incoming transmission. Hold on, I'll stop the clock. This is also from the Juvians. We aim to establish an embassy on Earth, but the future betterment of Juvan human diplomacy. Do we want to do that? I think that's not a bad idea. Now, bear in mind, as we form these pacts and these embassies, it's going to cost us up here. It costs influence to do that. You can see already that the non-aggression pact is taking 0.25 from our influence. Now, we're producing well over 4 influence a turn. That's a combination of the base as well as our nice sizable power projection, sitting at 1.18. Power projection, again, is based off of the size of our fleet relative to the size of our empire. So we have it maxed out. We're doing pretty good. Do we want a non-aggression? Sure, I suppose so. Although I do want to keep pushing our influence up, I think we can spare some hospitality to our neighbors. If we keep good, diplomatic relations with the several Xeno neighbors we're going to have at our borders, it will really help decrease the threat of war for the time being. So I'm going to agree to that. I must say, I really wish it would state what the cost is. It should say what the influence cost is. It doesn't, but I wish it would. As we watch up here, we'll see as the month rolls over, this will pop in. Yeah. Non-aggression pact. Huh. All right. Well, that's odd. I would have suspected that would have changed, but it didn't. Okay, no big deal. What else we got? Another election's coming up already. Oh my gosh, it's the year 2220 already. So what are we looking at here, folks? We have 4 candidates, 5, 6. Oh man, we got a bunch of candidates. All right, well, over here we can see the probability of them getting elected. Right now, Dolores is sitting very high on that list. Is Dolores too old yet? I don't think so. Where's she sitting? Dolores, how old are you? Why can't I see your age? I guess it doesn't really matter, but ultimately Dolores is a class 3 leader. I see Siberia Sarawiwa is also a pretty good leader. So let's just look at the quick difference here. So Dolores has an eye for talent, which essentially means leaders gain experience faster. It's not bad. I also see that she is a politician, so the council agendas are completed 5% faster. I like both of those. But, and her other special ability, well, she's sitting as a ruler. Currently, how do you say that? Subaira is a minister of state currently. Her special abilities are reformer. Monthly Unity plus 5%. Ooh, I like that. And Frontier Spirit. Colony ship build speed and colony development speed plus 15%. We are still doing some expansion. I almost think at this point that Subaira is potentially a better leader, folks. She's roughly equal in experience, but I want that unity a bit more than I am worried about council agendas and leader experience gains. And I would like to build colony ships and develop colonies faster. Those are pretty big ups. So let's put our support behind her. Yeah, increase support. There you go. We supported her one time. I don't want to burn more unity than that. I'm happy with either of these leaders. I just think that at this point, Subaira would be the better of the two. So she has a slight lead, but I think we'll let it go at that. We'll let the election run forward at that point. There goes Herman in the Gagarin to survey the final point.
Anomaly found.
Okay, this is coming from Kang. Signs of precursor activity. There are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization on this inhospitable rock. Interesting. Now, this is hard. This is nearly 3 years for him to research this. Let's jump into that spot. Let's just take a visual look. Here we are. I want to jump out to the galactic view. This is well within our protected territory. There is no rush for him to research that. So I'm going to leave it be for now. I don't want him taking 3 years. There's other important stuff we can do. In fact, once Herman's done over here, we're going to send the Gagarin up to finish surveying these. But Kang, I may pull out of this sector altogether and send back down to the Celestial South here to try and branch out into this western branch and the southern branch. And we continue expanding that way. Or we could even move him back and have him get to Jolun and Botine. That might be a better choice. But yeah, we're going to leave that be for the time being. He's going to continue on with his general surveys. We'll hide that anomaly. There we go, folks. Fantastic. Now, you can see a Juvian construction ship is here in the Sadalbari system. They're going to claim that. I'm going to withdraw the first fleet now. They're going to move back to Stratal, and then I'm going to take the Yangtze, and we will claim this system for our own. Fantastic. And then at that point, the Gagarin is going to continue on, but I tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to jump in. Let's see, is that the control key? Let's see. I'm trying to remember how to edit this in. So listen, currently the Gagarin has several orders in there. You can see the chain of commands here, right? This golden arrow. But I would like to have him jump this special project in there. So let me hold down shift maybe, right click, research projects and systems. Shit, I don't know if that got it. I think I might have interrupted. If you guys figure out how to do that, there's all these little special hotkey commands. I'm terrible at hotkey commands, so I don't really mess with it. But we'll wait for the Gagarin to finish, and then we'll send them on surveying other systems. That's what we're going to do. Where is our colony ship? Shit, it is at Wentworth. How long have they been sitting there? Don't they have commands to colonize? No, they don't. Okay. Oh, that's odd. Here, colonize planet. Okay. It looks like they were still en route, though, so they hadn't actually arrived yet. That's fantastic. Are there any other worlds we need to worry about colonizing for the time being? It doesn't look like it. I'm debating whether we should generate another colony ship at Earth. We have the alloy, and we don't need more corvettes for the time being. I could see one of these, well, these are crazy inhospitable worlds. We wouldn't really want to colonize either of these right now. I also see hostile Xenos mineral extracting operation going on. That's probably because we attacked the ones down here at Klendath, if those are the same mining drones. So we may need to assemble a fleet and go in there to Elthine and destroy those mining drones. Unfortunately, that kind of sucks. Might have hosed ourselves up a little bit. I also see down here a xenoscience ship from the Ishnani state doing some surveys through here. No big deal. I would love to claim Bakramar, though, at some point. I almost feel like once we close off Stratal, we may want to continue expanding down here in these systems like Wexia here with that alloy. All right, well, hopes and dreams, folks. Hopes and dreams. How we doing, Gagarin? There we go. Crystal Codex special project completed. The holographic data document.
Complete.
The terms and conditions for a trilateral trade treaty between three major alien powers that once dominated this quadrant of the galaxy. Context eludes us, and the details are meaningless, but Science Officer Herman Wagner feels that the find will prove invaluable to improving our own ability to communicate with alien forces. Fascinating. So what do we get here? We get about a year's worth of science, society research, and Herman gains the following effect. He is a counselor now. He has an additional research speed for statecraft, as well as a chance for statecraft research options to increase by 25%. So that's very cool. Herman is definitely our lead scientist. The guy is a total Chad. So we'll say fascinating. And if you look down here, a bunch of shit's happening. But if you look down here at Herman, you can see he now has 3 special effects: intuition, expertise in biology, and expertise in statecraft. So that means because he is our science head of research, he is going to help speed along research in both of those categories. So he's an excellent head researcher. But we've encountered in Soul. What? We're Soul. We've made first contact with the mysterious aliens in the Sol system. Why are there aliens in the Sol system? What? For now, we have codenamed them the Grendels until we can find out more about them. If they possess a language, we must decipher it in order to establish communications. Interesting. I'm going to stop the clock. I'm going to stop the clock. What the funk? Sol is our homeworld here, people. What is going on? Are you seeing Xenos? Anyone? Where? Whoa. What is going on? Oh, this is so bizarre. Humea is here. Icy planet, Vesta. Okay, well, I don't actually see the alien, but they're here. Let's click on this. We are going to assign an envoy. We have Rodmilla is available. We'll hit accept. I am scratching my heads here, folks. That is interesting. We definitely want to pursue that, though. We'll close that down. Construction complete. Fantastic. Well, while we have the Yangtze here, let's get the mining stations and the research stations done next. I see there are some volatile motes. We'll want those. And the Gagarin is completed on its special crystal project. So we're going to have them go survey here. Survey, and survey. I really need to learn how to edit into the middle of a chain or the beginning or the end of it. I think you could tack on by shift right clicking, but if we find other events, we may want to have the Gagarin stop and investigate them without having to redo this research chain every time. Now, I also see the Grendels here. What the funk is going on? The Grendels are here in the... Oh my crap. What are we looking at? Oh yeah. These are massive fleets or swarms of a biological organism. Look at these things. Wow, that is actually quite cool looking. Look at the scarring on the front of it, as though that's its shielding as it floats through space, right? You can imagine these are micrometeoroid impacts and whatnot. Kind of like how a sperm whale gets scars from fighting giant squids. Amazing creatures. But this system is full of these. I guess that's what the communication at the Sol system relates to? Okay, well, we're gonna find out. They're yellow to us, so yeah, we'll send the Gagarin in. We'll see what happens to her. I hope nothing bad. Okay, let's continue on here, folks. Incoming transmission. Wow, we're getting a lot of stuff. Visiting entity. Welcome to Wenkwert. Whether this visit is your first or your 100th, we are glad to facilitate your appreciation of the gardens. On behalf of the gardeners and in accordance with the directive WAPP-715, I ask that you refrain from harsh intrusion upon the biota of planetary designate Wenkwert Artum. Failure to comply with our guidelines will diminish the survival odds of all concerned. So these are the gardeners. Check this out. What? Directive. What? Who are you? Nonsense. We'll develop our colony as we see fit. That's right. This is our colony. We're in the process of colonizing, but this will be our 5th colony. How can we help? Directive. What? Who are you? I am the automated custodian of the system designated Wenkwert. I represent the interests of the gardeners here and in other systems of the Aura Empire. My role is defined broadly as a protector of and guide to all you see around you. Directive WAPP-715 curtails the industrialization of the Acromore-class worlds, such as designate Wenkwert Prime. Only you can prevent mass biome extinction. So this is like a violent Smokey the Bear, I guess, potentially. Although they're not threatening us. So we don't want to say nonsense. Let's see, how can we help? Splendid. Guidelines will be delivered to you immediately. In summary, Directive WAPP allows for responsible, non-destructive use of the Wenkwert Gardens. Great importance is attached to preserving these worlds' existing character. However, we do not wish to stifle development within air, Imperial beacon out of range, requesting urgent monitor division dispatched to coordinate 19C14A05, failed, retrying. So clearly they cannot communicate with the old empire that created them. Presumably those biologicals are extinct. Here is Wenkwert Prime, Wenkwert Custodian modifier added. Cultural worker output plus 40%, research output plus 20, artisan output minus 30, minor strategic resource gathering minus 70, gas refineries minus 70, ends the kept grounds event chain okay. Wow. That is amazing, folks. What does that mean for us? Well, first of all, please tell me Stratel is in our space. It is. Okay. Let's jump into Wenkwert. So Wenkwert is a pretty good sized world, 100% Gaia compatibility. What Gaia means is that it gives us that boost to 10%, making it indistinguishable from the homeworld we evolved on. Complete bio compatibility here. Other modifiers: resources from jobs plus 10%, happiness plus 10%, automatic resettlement destination chance plus 50%. But on top of that, we have other things: natural beauty, happiness plus 5, immigration pool plus 25, resettlement plus 25. Wenkwert Gardens, cultural worker output plus 20%, research output plus 10%. And finally, Wenkwert Custodian, cultural worker output plus 40, research plus 20. I won't read over the negatives, but what this is telling us is that we are not supposed to mine or gather strategic resources or make consumer goods here. We are supposed to research and have cultural workers. So Wenkwert, but I believe these are cumulative. So this is total to 60% culture and 30% research. 15% total happiness. This is going to be an amazing world. But yeah, we're not going to probably farm. We're not going to probably mine or generate energy. We're going to gather unity and research on this world. That's what this is going to be about. And I'm pretty excited for that. We needed that. And then features, what do we have here? We have a bubbling swamp, which is gas extraction. But see, they're trying to tempt us. That's a trap, right? That's Pandora's box. They're like, you want to gather those exotic gases, which would fall under rare resources here, exotic gases, the second one down, the green flame. If we do that, we're going to be gathering them at a minus 70% output, essentially losing over 2/3 of it, making it worthless to us, to be quite honest. And it may piss off the caretakers, and they might try to exterminate us. So we're not going to do that. All right, very cool. We have a ways to go. It looks like maybe 20 months, 2 years until that's ready for us. Yeah, 2 years out. Okay, very good. What else is going on? There's the election, construction complete. What did you just complete here? Yangtze? Right, but they're working on the mining station. That's fine. We'll let them continue on with that before we send them on. The Gagarin is en route. System surveyed. What else is going on? Open council position. Idle leaders. Fantastic. Who is our idle leader? Dolores lost the election? Yes. Subira is now the president. Not a big deal. Okay, what do we want to do with Dolores? Dolores would make an excellent governor, right? She's 61, but she is a great governor. Home planet is Earth. So let's see what we can do with her. Let's jump in. Yoshi is the governor of Earth officially. Let's zoom around. Which of these worlds, I almost feel like Wenkwert would be a nice spot to put her as one of our leaders. But for now, we'll hold off. Let's put her on one of our established worlds. Oh, see, I see Yoshi's in charge of actually all these worlds. That must be his sector. So look, Earth, Alpha Centauri Prime. He's the sector governor. He's also the sector governor there of Sirius. But oh, why crikey has no one. So they're going to get Dolores. There you go, Dolores. You're assigned. And eventually we'll see if she could be maybe the sector governor for both OY Crikey and Wenkwert. But eventually we may pluck her out of there, and put her in charge of Wenkwert. That could be her home place. But that's a good use of her for the time being. And then open council position? Minister of State. Okay, and that's because we pulled Sorrow out of there? So what's Minister of State going to do? Envoy improve relations plus 2%. Envoy harm relations plus 2. First contact speed plus 2. And infiltration speed plus 2. That's what having a Minister of State assigned gets us. So let's click into here. Who is available? Recruitable leaders? Yeah, we could grab somebody. Now higher level is more effective, because essentially that level there, the official level, should multiply out either the galactic community delegate effect, or the sector governor effect, or the planet governor effect, or the governing home planet effect. All of those, like 1% or 2%, should be multiplied by the leader's overall level. So in this case, our Arav Vijay here is a level 3. He's spiteful. Unity from rivals increases. Damage to rivals increases. He's also pretty good on the frontier. Colony ship build speed and colony development improves. Interesting. What else do we got? Agricultural leader trait here. This is planet governor effect. They would build faster. But we're not going to put them in charge of a planet or a sector governorship. This is interesting. We're really going to have to look into this more, because I'm looking at someone like this, like Hosti here, Solomon, would make an excellent sector governor, because they would help buildings get and planets develop and build faster for the entire sector. They would do the same for an individual planet, but we've got to bear in mind how much it will drain away from our monthly unity gains. So there's a delicate balance. We have our essentially our main delegates here are ministers, right? We have the sector level governor, and then we have planetary governors. Those are like the 3 tiers here. But we need more officials. It kind of sucks, but we just need officials. Now, I can see here we can gain additional unity from jobs. That's not bad. That would be at the planetary governor level. So Jillian here might be nice to put onto, say, Wenkwert if we go after unity. Because unity is the big gain they have there at Wenkwert. So she might be a good official to plop in there. We could maybe make Dolores the sector governor at some point. What else do we have? Food? Yeah, I don't want that. I don't give a crud about fertility creatures so much. Get a little bit of pop growth, but I don't really care about the food. What else? We have more spiteful. We have righteous, which reduces crime. Yeah, questionable. However, they're a polluter. They actually have a detriment. It's a leader trait that is negative. I don't like that so much. Probably wouldn't hire that guy. So, yeah, what do you want to do? I almost feel like I like this building speed thing as an official at the sector level. It's questionable. It's questionable. Planetary governor, spiteful. Let's grab Arav for now, since he's a tier 3. So we're gonna hire him. Yeah, we'll eat the cost of unity, and there he is. He's now our Minister of State. So better than nothing. I think it is important to have all of our ministerial positions filled. And when Wenkwert finishes development, we will look into assigning one of these leaders for Ori Crikey, one for Wenkwert, and potentially who is going to be the sector governor. I mean, heck, I would like to have governors on all of our worlds, but we just got to be careful not to hit the bottom line of our Unity production too much. And another leader, Idle. Who is that? Who's Idle? I'm sorry. No. I think we resolved that. Okay, let's run the clock. Couple more minutes here. I actually have soccer to get to here really shortly, so I might not be able to go for a full hour today. Oh, do we have an idle leader? Yes. Gosh dang it. Okay. The Darwin's been sitting idle for a while. I think that we were having the Darwin complete research, and it looks like that is done. I don't see any other research in this area, so let's have the Darwin advance forward. Just kind of trying to find additional habitable worlds for the habitable world survey. Now, bear in mind, when the Russian ship is done up here at Mirlik, we can have them backtrack doing these research projects at these different systems, as well as surveying Botine and Julin. So there's plenty for them to do. But yeah, let's send the Darwin onward. Not to Binder, but let's have them head to the Celestial South. I think that's not a bad idea. Survey system there. Yeah, there you go. And as soon as we have enough influence available, I think we should inhabit the Wexia system. I want to actually send the India back to Wexel. Let's see, Wexlia, ready for that step. So we'll run the clock forward there, fast speed. I'm just kind of watching. It looks like these Tyani are not attacking the Gagarin. So it looks like the Gagarin is able to survey peacefully without being destroyed. Oh, and we just had something pop up. Cradle of Life. 4 gas giant enshrouded by a vast plasma field share a close orbit around the Tiani Vex system primary, the main star there. The charged plasma fields extend well into the atmospheres of these gas giants, and this unique environment serves as a breeding ground for a large number of spacefaring organisms. These organisms are all minuscule. What? They are? With the notable exception, massive creatures unlike anything we've ever seen. Oh, okay. So there's minuscule organisms living in the gas clouds, as well as the giants here. Although we possess little data on them, they seem to frequently range deep into the galaxy. If we learn more about them, we might figure out what attracts them to these systems, and it could be beneficial to us in many ways. We'll say fascinating. So You see the little ones zooming about, and then yeah, it's kind of cool. They're just flying everywhere between
Research complete.
the gas giants and the star system. So you see 4 gas giants and the main star. We got a couple events going on here. Holy crap. King, what have you gotten yourself into? The signs of precursor activity. There are signs of activity by an ancient precursor civilization in this asteroid. This is very hard and would take Kang nearly 6 years. Obviously, we need to leave that be for now. Kang needs to continue on with his research, but we have other stuff going on. Research completed. Standardized Corvette patterns. Listen, this is really nice for us. Build cost is decreased. Build speed is sped up. We can make Corvettes more readily, quicker. We'll say new research. What do we want next here? We have 5 total options. The reason we have so many options, folks, is these ion thrusters. We've already got a little leg into the ion thruster technology. The reason for that is the debris we analyzed from destroying those mining drones. So, yeah, we could jump right in on that. That's not a bad option. We got a lot of good military options. Look, we could basic strike craft, army damage plus worker output. Actually, army damage isn't really a space combat. That would be for invading planets. But the worker output is very nice, and it's very cheap. We have the coil gun, sure, potentially. We have the space torpedoes. Now, here's an interesting thing. You see how ion thrusters is kind of highlighted with this border? It's lit up, and we have the 440 research of 4,488. This will not go away. Of the other 4 options, these are kind of randomly generated. So say we go into powered exoskeletons right now because we want that worker pop research output. We may not see carrier operations or coil guns or space torpedoes on the next time around. However, ion thrusters will still be here. So that's like, it's locked in. It's an available research that will not go away. But I'll tell you what I want. Not only is this cheapest, it also unlocks the robotics path. That's what we're going to select for now. We'll have that in 32 months. I think that's a good choice. And then construction complete. Jump to that. This is the Yang Z. Where are we at here, folks? Yeah, very cool. I'm actually going to send the Yang Z back to Wenkwork because there's actually quite a bit of development to do there. We can't get those volatile motes yet. We don't have mote stabilization technology. And I'm not really concerned about the Tiani system. I think since this is within our space, we'll have time, but we'll watch. If we're going to keep the first fleet here watching, if they send their constructor through, we may then be in a little bit of a race to get those systems claimed. But for the time being, I'm going to backtrack to Wenkwork. We're going to build out the mining stations first and then the research stations. Then we will have the Yangtze return claiming these systems up here. But for the time being, the Gagarin hasn't completed surveying. Got a little ways to go there till we can claim that system. If we can claim it at all. I honestly don't know how that works with the Grendels up there, to be quite honest. And is that about it for now? Let's see. Yeah, let's see. That's the big expensive anomaly right there. We're going to leave it be. And what is the Russian ship doing? They're still surveying. My gosh, they've been working on that Mirlik system for a long time. I think for now, though, folks, that's going to be a pretty good stopping point for us, since I do have to get a move on. I see that our Darwin is moving on to continue research. And actually, the last thing we will do is have the India claim the Wexia system for us. You can see that we have the Bracamar, the Wexia, the Romston, and the Fainov system. Fainov's moderate, Romston's moderate. There's actually a star system we haven't surveyed yet back here. But I would like to grab Wexia, then Bracamar. That would also allow us to isolate the southern branch of the galaxy from the Xenos. We could grab that first. So I think this is a smart choice to grab that. So then Wexia is now going to become ours. We're going to build that starbase right now. We're claiming it. The next biggest priority will be the Bracamar system to claim next. Then after that, we'll reevaluate priorities. You can see there's plenty of systems, though, that are unsurveyed. I may even pull the Darwin back from here and actually have them fill in some of these gaps, just because it might be foolish to just like leave that for the time being completely unsurveyed. But Yeah, actually, let's do that right now. Let's not have the Darwin go this way. Let's have the Darwin go survey that system. I just realized we just kind of had completely bypassed that. So whatever is down here is going to be interesting to us if we can get the Brock Ramar system claimed first. Then I'll focus on that. But otherwise, I think that's a good stopping point for the day. If you watched, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.